Alright, I don't know if any of the two teams are in my chat, but Popgun said someone should analyze Lowing finals, and I agree it's a pretty interesting one, so we're gonna look at it. This is the one match I have not seen, and then part of the second game, and all the others I've seen already. But this just happened. I'm gonna do, like, not full analysis, but we're gonna do brief. Let's see here. Okay. I'm gonna have to leave this running while I talk about gear, because there's no way to pause and have the map open. Good job, replay system. But for the most part, I think everything on Sia looks pretty standard. I do think it's like a relatively small amount of quick respawn. If you're going with the QR build try, I think it's better to just go all out with it and have stealth, because part of what makes QR so good is the stealth jumps in. Especially since you also have a junior with a bubble and a crab. Those are really good jump targets, so I think that's a bit odd. I'm not sure if the reflex as a whole main is swim speed, being a lightweight weapon. And then the machine should be doing last ditch instead of main and sub-saber. It also means you're not gonna have too much mobility. Okay, anyways, that's all the gear shit I want to talk about. We're gonna go here. Luna's here? Okay. Okay, Luna's the person who gave me the replays, okay. Oh, this is just like the first Tagglefish. I mean, the second one. Okay. This has the same problems. Okay. Alright. So I haven't seen this one, so I'm gonna have to, like, watch and then go back to bed, but... So we have, like... first off, I see this in Metafy all the time. But, like, everyone goes to mid in the same fucking rollout. So, like, when you guys walk here, everyone takes forever to get specials. Like, let's take a look at the junior, for example. Like, the junior's the one trying to get a special. Look how long the junior takes to get a bubble. Like, this is 18 seconds in. 18 seconds it takes to get a bubble. And the reason it takes 18 seconds to get a bubble on a 180p junior is because everyone's painting the same fucking spot. It's like, the first problem is you don't have paint on the side, so you can't rotate easily. Like, all the rotations are gonna be slow. The other problem is all the specials come out slow. And to be fair, the other team does this, but they do it at least the machine's somewhat split up. They're also fizzing from, like, way too far away. Like, the fizzy hits the zone, but they're so far back that if this fizzy actually creates a follow-up, they're not there to do it. Like, the machine's so far away, even though they're fighting for short-range stuff. So it's like, say this fizzy hits something, like, fizzy really creates an opening, like, look how far away they are to capitalize it. Like, if the fizzy gets a hit, you as a machine want to be able to go and finish off the kill, because that mitigates your kill time problem. But the machine's so far away when they're fizzing that they can't actually follow up on it, they're just fizzing. I also don't think the try should be spamming mist. Like, yes, it keeps that comp from running forward and fighting you, but, like, you're for short range. You have a comp that's gonna fight. And every time you're throwing mist, you're throwing away time. You could be farming inkjet, going on a flank, painting the map, etc. Mist doesn't provide any pain or damage. So I don't really like it being used outside of specific situations. But the bubble actually went out finally. So those are all things I'm noticing from individuals. As a team, though, nobody really takes advantage of the sides, which is a bit odd. The left team is, like, clearly playing for missile. Like, this is their go-in button is the missile tool. But, like, even then, like, we get missile on 4 people, but no one really goes very far. Like, you want to be pushing up here because you have a junior that's on the other team that's trying to get a bubble. And if you keep that junior away from the zone, then that bubble's going to do a lot less. Like, if you force a junior to bubble in their court, then you can just walk ahead, stand on the high ground of zone, and you're a bunch of ranged weapons. Like, they can't approach over that mid wall or over the corners on a machine and Expo. It's a lot of valuable space, but nothing actually happens with it. Neither team's really utilizing the sides of the map at all, though, to put some form of pressure, which is especially important if you're Sia here, because we're running 4 short-range weapons. Like, we have to get close to them. And the other thing is, we're against missiles. The more clumped we are, the better missiles are going to be against us. So the very least we can do is move up on the sides and threaten it, because then the missiles are either they're going to go on us and we can just walk backward and everyone else isn't affected, or they missile the other people and they don't hit us. Like, either way is less missiles on the field and the missiles do less damage. Missiles are going to have really high impact here because everyone's clumped up together. So all of that's really important. The other thing the sides does is it kind of splits their team. You'll notice that there's a decent bit of AoE on yellow team's comp. Like, we have Expo hits, we have Fizzy Bomb, Machine, Burst Bomb, Crab Tank, Ink Storm, Tena Missiles. Like, all of those are different factors. So splitting it up means they can't, like, if they want to, what AoE comps are really good at is they all hit in one location and something just instantly fucking explodes because there's a billion AoE on you. But that requires, like, a lot of people doing the AoE to be hitting in the same spot. So the more split up you are, the more they have to try to, like, get one guy and then rotate. AoE can rotate pretty slowly. Like, a lot of the weapons on this comp aren't that fast. Like, Machine and X-Ball are pretty slow. And this is what I saw in the second Hagglefish game. Is I saw two teams afraid to walk forward. Wait, someone walked forward. There we go. Hold up. Like, look how little the try is to inkjet. This is what Miss does. Miss sacrifices the fuck out of your special charge. Like, look at that. And I know inkjet's not, like, the most valuable special right now. Like, it's not great against Crab and stuff, but it's still pretty solid. And against this comp, it's actually pretty good. Because Explo and Reflux both really, really struggle against Inkjet. Like, it's very good against them. That's part of why I like this try pick. Like, the other problem is you run in through mid and a lot of people can focus you. You get kind of lucky no one does, like, it's just a machine. But you walk in and there's, like, 3 people instantly looking at you, because they're already looking at the zone anyway. If you're a try here and you can isolate the Splash or Reflux, you have a super good 1v1. So going on the sides will help you a lot more. What happens with a Crab? I'm sorry, I know I'm going back a lot. It's just gonna be how I go, because I'm looking at a lot of different things, because 2 teams rather than focusing on, like, 1. So I have to care what both teams are doing here. Yeah, this Crab is also used really far back. So Crab is kind of like an anchor. Like, Crab is very good at a lot of things, but Crab does still have some downsides. And the main thing is Crab kind of sticks you in one spot. So you see, when they Crab here, you can't push super far. So, like, you can affect things at the edge of your radius. Like, you'll make that guy back up. But how far? Like, you can't really pressure the people sitting in their court very much. So they just kind of sit there. Whereas, imagine if your Crab is, like, where that enemy Crab is. Like, imagine if you started it there, or even, like, partway to it. You could then hit everything in the court and force them backward. Like, Crab is really difficult to contest head-on. That's what makes it so good right now. And it also lasts a long time. But if you use it really far back, the amount of space you control is a lot more limited. So the Crab doesn't control too much space, and then the enemy Crab, which is far ahead, look how far this pushes you guys out. Like, it basically completely walls you out of the zone. Like, you have paint on it, but your players are gone. The only one there is the Zuka. So it completely forces you guys away. And then when the missiles land, they force you even further. And now the map control is very clearly in their favor. So that Crab forced a lot of the space, and the missiles did a little bit more. And even then, this other team is still not really pushing with it too much. Like, the Splash is here, I like the machines on a corner. But there's not as much movement as I would have liked. Also, this Expo needs to go help the, he needs to go help his Splash on this fight. I don't know why he's just sitting there. Like, I know it's an advantageous fight for your Splash, but just go help him. Go shoot something at him. Just trap him in ink for a second. I think the Expo is going to do the same problem I had with the Tribe, where they spam the sub-weapon that doesn't paint the floor. Where's our Expo over here? So, like, here maybe it wasn't called that they were in the fight. Maybe they just didn't know, because it might have been hard to see. But, like, this should have been a call. If they don't know, then this should have been a call on the left side here. Good place to look so you don't waste ability chunks. Check Senduing. Sendu.ink. Someone can put explanation of Sendu in chat. But don't, like, your sensor reveals this guy here. But if you just sloshed here, you would have revealed him and also painted. X-Blue can get Storm really fast, and it can do it really safely. That's one of the big advantages of this weapon. Like, it's a backline that can paint so far away. A lot of other backlines don't paint that well. Like, Bow has to be up close to paint, and Charger just doesn't paint well at all. You can paint really well really far. So the potential for you to get another Ink Storm is really good. And then when you have Rain up, you have a displacement tool, a paint tool, and you have stuff on the zone. Apologies for my ancient, I have no aim. Yeah, don't worry. I don't care. It's fine. I'm not going to look at, like... I'm not going to be here and be like, damn, you should have hit that shot. That's not my point. I'm going to point out, like, planning or positioning things. That's the point. Mechanically is whatever. If you have a good plan and mechanically execute it poorly, I don't care. Like, at least you had a good idea. That's what I want. You see, this Expo's thrown 2, 3 sensors. Like, yeah, we have the whole team located, but, like, what are they going to do anyway? They don't care. They're just walking forward anyway. They're painting for specials. They're going to move in. So the sensors don't actually do much. They're good if you suspect someone's, like, sharking in. Like, if one of them dropped, then the sensor would be good, because then you reveal them and your team gets to fight them. But there, it's just not stuff that should be about painting and specials. So that would have been a lot better. Don't have much for Sia here. They do a good job getting specials here. They're going to play pretty slow. But, like, Crab up here is the main thing you want to get to retake. So that was good. And immediately snipes the Expo. My only problem is they backed off. I think you should have just kept the Crab up there and not walked away from it. But outside of that, I really like that. This bubble's fine, too. Had some setup, and it's, like, in an important spot. If you want to play for the cap, that's fine. Oh, my God. Camera! I can't even turn it. Never mind. We're gonna have to stay. I hate this camera. I hate fucking spectator mode so goddamn much. Or, not spectator, recon. I don't know why they do this. Yeah, like, what I want you guys to do is actively paint up here more. The splash is in a good spot, but the machine gotta watch it. Like, don't be afraid of the mist. Just stand next to the mist. Who gives a shit? Like, it's toxic mist, whatever. It's fine. It'll drain your ink tank a little bit. Don't walk away from it. Then the mist actually did something. The mist didn't need to do something. Also, no one's controlling this right side. Like, imagine if there was, like, a machine pushed up on the right by where those blocks are, and they crabbed. Like, you would still have to move for the crab, but the crab would then have to shoot you first, and then turn to the zone. And remember, crab has a limited turning speed. So that gives your team more time to react. Like, if they shoot you there, you just drop into the trench and you're fine. You can just kind of sit down there and annoy the enemy team. But right now, you guys are so clumped that the crab focuses literally everything, which is why I don't like that he backed up in ball form. Like, just ball to heal, but stay up there. And just shoot them. Like, just push them out, because they're all in the zone. So the second you guys apply pressure to the zone, you're also applying pressure to all three of their players, because they're all sitting on zone. Like, see how well this Expo, like... See how well the Expo just immediately starts actually pushing people back here? Like, the second you stop throwing sensor and start painting the zone, watch what happens. Like, they fucking back up! Like, they get missiled too, but then they walk back because you're shooting them. You paint, you get space. So it's like, you just create an area in front of you that's really good. Oh my god, stop going down. Don't walk into two people on the right, though, Try. This was an unnecessary push. Like, it's good to take side, but here there was enough people where they could focus you quickly. Like, if your teammates were a follow-up, I guess that'd be okay, but, like, there wasn't really anything at the moment. Okay, I don't really like the trade, but whatever. Yeah, okay. That's fine. Has there been an inkjet yet? I don't think there has. How do you go about your inkjet? I want to see here. Oh, we missed the jump onto the high ground. Okay. So you wanted to use the stacks up here. That's good. That's where I would want you to go. Targeting the reflex is fine because you have people on them. So that's like a good target. And if you're on the high ground, you could have probably also picked the Expo. So this is a good pack, yeah. Okay. Holy shit. Wait, hold on. We're going back. Did that just work? Junior just fucking ego and fucking crab? Hold on. Hey, I just saw this Junior do things. I swear. I think they just ran out of fucking crab. They got another bubble, too. Look how much they paint. It's just paint spam, so you just get another bubble fast. You're 1 AP. That's a good fucking play. Jesus. For how passive everyone's been playing, this is not the kind of thing I expect. What the hell? Alright. Good shit. Even use a beacon as a shield. I like that. Stay in the fucking air, camera! Jesus fucking Christ. I swear, like, I'm not flicking it back down. It just does that. The same thing. Once you guys get here, go, like... You see how you all sit in zone or behind it? It's like, once they start throwing specials at you, like, it hits everyone. The only person who they have to, like, worry about here is the shot. But the shot, like, goes there late. If you guys were there earlier, you would have had paint and everything. Is auto spectator on? No. There's just a replay. There's no auto spectator, I think. Actually, is it? Is there an auto spec menu? No. Oh yeah, menu controls. CL plus R. No, it's not on. Anyway. But, like, if you guys painted this side sooner when you retaked, I think this could have been a much better hold. Like, your junior does a really good job setting you guys up. Like, the Triad dies, but, like, whatever. You guys totally force him out, and this reflex has to immediately back up, because it's a reflex. And you guys have paint on the sides, but you don't use it. Like, no one really sets up on the right here. Like, you could walk a lot further forward and just kind of pressure them. And if they really try to go for you, you can just drop in the trench and back up. Like, the cover that right trench provides is really good. And the other thing is the left side isn't used as much. Like, this isn't really painted that well. So, A, this could be special. It could also be a route to retreat. And it could be a spot you can fight from. Which your shot does try to use later, but by the time they use it, like, look how little paint is here. Especially because the missiles already land. So it's like your shot's in a good spot to fight, but because there was never any paint here to begin with, it's really difficult for him to fight. Like, they're with nothing. So even a fucking reflux can start bullying them out. Oh, that crab's gonna be really good. Yeah. Nice kill from the splash. I really like the junior play I'm seeing. Like, the junior is very, like, they're not challenging things directly, but what junior's really good at in this game is they can, like, sit in an area that's really hard to stand in and just force the enemy team away because it has Splat Bomb, it has really good paint, and most importantly, it has Bubble. So this junior is just constantly keeping this enemy team from taking zone. Like, the enemy team's getting kills, but the junior is ensuring that their team keeps coming back here. So at the very least, they're not losing any ground. And if your front lines can get better at playing off that, then this could be such a strong combo. Because this junior's putting in work this game. Good aggression from the Triad, it's just split from the rest of the team because of the displacement specials. It's just another factor of everyone being in mid. Like, if someone was on either side, they could throw, like, burst bombs or suction to try to help the Tri. Or at least, like, take some form of attention. But no one was really there to push with the Tri, so it didn't do as much. Back to neutral. Ooh, okay. I like that someone's in this spot on the yellow team, but I don't think that it should be the Explo. Like, if the Explo is here, it should mean that the zone doesn't need to be painted. Like, the enemy team, like, the rest of yellow should be really far ahead if they're doing this. Also, the bubble just... How does the bubble even fucking get in the zone again? Every time there's a bubble, it just keeps getting in the zone. What's happening? Okay, what's happening with yellow team? We gotta focus on yellow team for a bit, because we're kind of losing cap here. Sheen should mostly be... So that's what happens. We try to double team that side, so we just aren't looking in mid at the junior. It's like, you guys get good hold. Look at the left side of the map. Like, that shit's free, and nobody goes there. Like, I think there's a problem for both teams to look at. Like, there's so many areas of the map that are important positions that aren't being utilized at all. Like, this left side's completely vacant, despite it being a really, really nice spot. Like, you guys paint it, but no one's actually there. Like, no one's applying pressure or threatening a flank. The Expo goes right here, but this should really be someone else's job. And the junior does a good job. Like, the junior recognizes the enemy team isn't actually, like, there, because the reflex is in a corner, so they just walk in a zone. Don't Booyah directly on top of the bubble here. Booyah on bubble is good for something like Tower when you need them off immediately. But what it does here is, like, it backs the junior up, I guess. Or they'll walk into the bubble there. I don't know why. But, like, ideally here, the junior backs off. Which, like, sure. But think about if we, like, Booyah'd where the shot was. Like, that'd still break the bubble. But it forced the junior, to be ahead of the zone. And if the junior was ahead of the zone, then you guys can kill him anyway. Like, if the Booyah cuts him off, then it'll kill him. And if they back up and your Booyah's on where the splatter shot is, they have to back off further. So that, it creates, like, a bad situation on both sides. Like, you Booyah and they have to back off, but if you throw it further back, you still force them to back off, and you force them to back up more. And at the same time, you're painting up more actively. Also, yeah, Toaster, I'm gonna need you to cut that out. Thank you. Expo's getting... Like, I like what this Expo is doing, but I feel like it should be someone else doing it. Like, this should be the Splash or the Machine. This should not be what the Expo needs to do. Like, I want someone else here, because, like, someone needs to watch the Splash. That's part of why that spot is good. But it shouldn't be the backline's job. Like, the Expo has a really good time walling out people ahead of the zone safely. But its attention is being split on that right side. So someone else should be helping with that spot. Good pack. Okay, I'm just gonna... Let's try does something. Also, I love the zone flip, just painting random spots on the map because of replay mode. Yeah, again, I'd really want this approach to be from the sides, mainly, instead. That's kind of the big thing I'm seeing. And the crabs from the Splash are always getting forced too far away. Like, the crabs are kind of just stalling, but they're not really gaining any ground. Like, I want your crab to be further. Honestly, one spot I'd really like the Splash to go is the right flank. Because, like, if you use that block and you jump up top onto that, like, right high ground, normally most short-range stuff has to jump across onto the grate, and that's where it dies. But you could just crab there. And if you crab, you force them all onto the left. And what that does is it means, like, they can only watch the mid from the right side. Like, it forces everyone on the right where the Expo is. And that means the rest of your team that's in mid can then walk through mid way more easily. Because they don't have to, like, split their attention on two sides once they get through it. They can force everyone onto the low ground. And if the enemy team rotates down here where, like, the Expo is, then that's good. They're on low ground in a corner where they can't really back up from super easily, and then you'll be able to clean their players really, really easily. The big thing that I feel like both of these teams struggled with wasn't really getting zoned, but it was getting control of the enemy court. Because getting court is where you can force a lot of resources, you can have a lot of ledges to play under, and that's where you can be more aggressive. But neither team really makes it that far. So, like, again, it's the same thing. Like, the Expo's in a good spot if it was a different weapon. Like, this should not be the Expo's job. Because now the Expo can't maintain the zone. And it also means, yeah, like, right there, if they get dived, oh, fuck. Like, that's bad. Like, maybe you kill one of them, but you're not killing both. So that's a problem. Missiles clean the try. But even then, they now can't focus the bubble. They'll probably be able to cap it, I'd assume. Yeah, it's just a junior. Okay. No, we lose again. Alright. Okay. Let's take a look at the Stamper. Who is a Stamper? What player am I looking at? So I want to do a Stamper POV. Jason. They like both Splatonos, according to their tag at least. Alright, let's take a look. I'm gonna do Stamper only for this one, because I want to. I want to see the Stamper. We're doing QR, semi-QR Stamper. Minimal amounts of QR are okay as filler, but I'd really prefer we do, like, more. Okay. A lot of chat's gonna expect me to flame the Stamper, but I'm actually not. The Stamper attracts, like, a billion fucking resources from the enemy team. But your own team isn't playing off this. Like, you go to the right side so the enemy team looks at you. But the goal of an opening like this is while they're looking at you, your team takes the high ground in mid and then helps you. But the rest of your team is playing, like, hyper passive. Like, there's no one even near them, but they have not left plat. So the play kind of falls apart. Like, I really like the drop there. Like, it's good, but your team's not doing anything with it. Like, the fact that there's... Look at their... Like, I can't even fucking read all their names easily. Look at 3 people of the enemy team walking over here. Yeah, they saw it coming. Yeah, I know they looked at him, but that's the point. That's why I like it. I like it because 3 people went and looked at a stamper, which means everyone else could walk into mid, including being able to clean up the people on the stamper. Like, look how much space there is at mid. Like, the other players on yellow team just isn't taking it. Like, everyone else seems to play around opening missile, I guess. But, like, that's not what the Stamper's playing for. I wish people actually took advantage of that. Because that's a really good, angle. Like, I really like that. And the missiles are also going to get no value. Anyway, back to our Stamper. Okay. So we're kind of just trying to play annoying here. Like, we're on the high ground here, like, they can't really reach you here. So, like, they know you're here, and they have to look at you, but they can't do too much. So it's similar to the right flank. It's like, we're just making people look. And then we're gonna drop on bubble. Okay, sure. There's still, like, not much follow-up. Like, we're committing on a dive, but the rest of our team is still, like, absolutely not here. So it's like, I feel like the way... Like, you're trying to play Stamper very aggressively, which is good. Like, I think Stamper here is good. Like, you're taking a lot of resource. Like, a lot of their team is kind of looking at you. But your teammates aren't doing anything about it. Like, look at it. This is the second time where it's like the rest of your team has nothing stopping you from walking forward. Like, no one's even caring about the other players. But they're not really moving with it. Like, the follow-up is so significantly slow that nobody's ready by the time the Stamper's actually there. And that's kind of the mistaken point. We were told the Stamper was good, so we need to get him down. Needed. Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, you guys... I mean, yeah, you guys taking care of the Stamper is good. I don't know if I would have sent 3 people to do it. I don't know if all of that was needed, but... I mean, if you recognize the other team was playing really slow, then yeah, you had no reason to not kill him quickly. Because, like, there was no follow-up for it. So it's like, if you recognize he was that far split, then yeah, take the free kill. Oh, this is a really good drop, actually. Nice. Okay. Afterward, though, don't, like... Let's see. It's like, I like this drop on the bubble. Because, like, this is a free kill. This is nothing short of a free kill. It's like, once you get that, you kind of back out. And if you're going to back out here, you can't half-ass it. Because now you put yourself where the rest of your team is, in front of the enemy. So now they don't have to look a different direction to deal with you. So they can all shoot you. So if you're going here, you need to actually back out and then play your numbers that you have. What I would have rather you did is walk behind the tower. Like, it seems more risky, but it forces their team to split between looking at you and looking at the rest of your players. And that's something they can play off of more. Whereas here, it's like they're already looking forward, so they're just going to shoot you. And, like, even if you kill the splash, you're guaranteed to die to the try right after. Crab has to kind of solo this, and then we're out of time at this point. So, like, if we're gonna play Stamper like this, your team needs to actually play off it. Like, what you're doing well is you're coming in from a different angle. Like, you're forcing the enemy team to pay attention to you, which is good. I think you go a little bit too close. Like, you can annoy people from a bit further away, because they don't have a lot of range to deal with you. Like, they can't kill you back there easily, so it forces them to split more. But the more important thing is, like, your team needs to play off of the fact that they're all looking at you. Like, your team needs to aggressively take space. Like, get in mid if you're going on that flank, so that they can follow up on the enemy team's positioning being messed up. Okay, we already talked about Hagglefish, and I don't want to see the same thing twice, so... Alright, this is where we saw the comp Twitch chat, and even the commentators flamed, so let's talk about it. The double bow with a roller. And we're doing, ninja. Okay. The other team's just doing quad ninja. Okay. So, like, this comp isn't as bad as it could be. You do a paint for the roller. Does Sarma work with the arrow explosions? No, just with the arrows themselves. You do a paint for the roller, and you have entry tools. Like, whale and missile are both very good with roller. Like, they get the roller in. My problem is, reflux as a missile weapon is very passive. Like, reflux kinda, in order to be aggressive, reflux needs opponents to be weak. That's when it could really follow up on it. But you guys don't really have any of that. Like, the most you have is the other bow, which isn't really going to be playing for that. So there's a lack of follow-up there. And roller also isn't a weapon that likes to play around AoE. Like, roller just walks forward and one-shots things. It doesn't really need to combo with other stuff. Not that it doesn't have situational usefulness, it's just not really there. The reflux would have been, the flings would have been better. The reflux instead of the reflux, yeah, instead of the roller, definitely no. What's the point of the reflux when flings exist? Reflux is supposed to be faster. The problem is, it doesn't have the tools to apply pressure when it's that far forward. Like, it just kind of paints. It doesn't really damage or have a lethal bomb. That's kind of the problem reflux has right now. Like, it's just not a very threatening weapon. Like, it gets a lot of missiles and it paints. But it doesn't paint far away and it doesn't, like, threaten enemies. So it doesn't really control a lot of space. And that makes it have a hard time. But it's like, if you're doing this comp and you have missiles and back them up, you need to fucking go. Like, this roller needs to get under their goddamn snipe and just wall them out. And your bow needs to move. Like, your bow should not still be here. Like, your bow sits back way too long. Like, you guys need to fucking grab mid immediately. You cannot afford to hang back with this comp. Because what happens if you hang back is they just walk in, and what stops them from walking in? If the roller's not there, the roller can't do anything. The bow needs to be in position to do anything, the reflux can't do anything anyway, and your shot's riding tower. It's like, what stops them from just walking into mid, and then, oh shit, what the fuck do we do now? Like, the second their comp walks in a mid, your comp is fucking done. Like, you lost this fight already. This is GG already. Like, they're pushing at this point. Too bad. Like, we already gave this up. I don't care how clutch your shot's kill is, because now how the fuck do you get back into mid? Like, you're entirely dependent on the specials. You have to wait, and now you can walk in with missile and whale. So it's like, when you get kills, you need to fucking move. Yeah, I would have preferred Expo with this. I know it's other modes. I don't give a shit. Rain is good at clearing tower and stuff. It would have been better here. Because at least you would have had more paint to get your roller in. But, like, when you get control, you guys need to get that roller under the ledge. Like, them having to climb into AoE shots from the bow or into a roller flick is what's good. And it also gives the roller some form of cover. Like, then you can control entrance routes and force them to walk into a bow and a roller. Then it's good. But it's like, I need you guys to move immediately. Like, you guys can't sit back. I really like your bow being here, though. This is good. But if your bow's gonna be here... Oh, they actually just fucking murder the try. Alright, W. Like, if the bow's here, then you guys need to be pushed up another sides. Like, take advantage of the bow being up here. If you had, like, your roller on this left side sooner, then the bow wouldn't have even needed to, like, clutch the kill. Because the roller could have just hit him while he went for the bow. And if the roller was targeted, then the bow would have killed him. Like, that would have been a really good pair that could control this left side. And then if they ignored you on left, the roller could just curling walk into the right and kill everyone focused on the tower. My other issue is that the shot and reflux are on top of each other. If I can focus on them for a second. So, like, your shot and reflux stand way too close together. Like, your shot should be somewhere else at this point. Like, they kind of... Oh, no, the reflux dies. Never mind. Okay, my bad. I think I just assumed because of the name. But it's like... Once you're here... Like, I want you and the reflux slightly split up. Like, the reflux can ride tower. I want you, like, bottom left under that wall. Like, I want you to force them to look somewhere slightly different so the reflux can fight them or you can fight them separately. But here they're just gonna focus tower and hit both of you. This Junior's bubbles are fucking on point. Like, I swear. This Junior's actually like the MVP of this set. Every time I see them, they are fucking bubbling a relevant location. And just forcing the enemy team away. I don't think I've seen a single bad bubble yet. Really good pressure from Try and Splash, by the way. I like this pair. Yeah, and then you just converge on the tower. It's just a really fucking good push. Like, the spinner here, their team can't really do much about you on spinner. Like, unless if the bow is in a perfect spot. They can't really do much about you up here. So I really like your Try going up here. And I think this is a very, smart play. Like, once you knew the reflex was backed off, like, you guys just took this immediately. This is really, really good. And then you followed up with a jump, splash, split up. You have a shot to push bottom left. So it's like, you guys could rotate right, and if anyone was sharking there, you'd capitalize on it. And then you just follow, like, the Junior's being shot, but the Junior's not gonna die. Like, the Junior's behind a tower on, like, double high ground. They can just fucking sit there. It's like, this is a really good setup. The bubble was a bit unnecessary, though. But I think that was because they thought they were gonna die. So it's like, I still kind of get it. But I would rather you just, like, the Junior here, just back off tower a little bit. Like, they force you off for 1 second, and then they die, and then you have a bubble. Because if you guys had bubble here, oh boy, this would be bad. It's already bad enough because the splash is gonna get crab. Okay, we're gonna use crab early, but whatever. Like, the Zuka here is fine, but there's no need to use this crab. Like, the Zuka, they're already regrouping. You have time. Like, imagine if this crab was used, like, after they missile. Like, imagine they missile, and then right here you crab. They are fucked. Like, they're done. They can't win. Like, your crab will just keep them off the only good defending spot, and they'll have to walk into your Slayers. So it's like, saving crab there would have been really, really good. That would have probably won you the game. But outside of that, I really like the push. I like the spots you got in. So, that was good. But it's like, look what I'm seeing from the pink team here. Like, I see just a bunch of indecisiveness. Like, we're kind of just painting the sides, but the roller's not really anywhere super relevant yet. Like, this is the closest they get. I want you under this ledge. And the bubble is also early. They aren't contesting. We already have missile. If we have missile and they walk into you, they're gonna die anyway. We don't need the bubble now. Like, the bubble should be used here. Like, this is the spot where I want you to hold your bubble. Because if you put a bubble up here, then the Try can't fight you. Because, like, he literally can't get close to you without fucking exploding. So, like, using the bubble here would have been really, really good. But this is why I want you to take this incentive. You can see how strong of a position this is. You deny all the relevant high ground. And because this comp is short range, they can't even play the right side high ground. Like, they don't have anything that can stand on top right unless they have specials. So if you get up there, it's going to be super fucking useful for you. Like, you're going to force them all into a corner that they can't really fight from, and you can clear the check for free. It's like, it's a good plan, but it happens too slow. And then once the roller is dead, that's where this comp starts to struggle, because the Reflux and Stringer will struggle to fight things, so it's all up to the shot to get, like, a multi-kill. And the shot's not even there, because the shot had to back up to using Zuka, which is another problem. Like, if the shot is to back up to Zuka, then the roller's the only one sitting in the front. It becomes a bit of a problem. I don't really think the shot should be in main here. Like, I guess you could walk front, but, like, you're going to deal with a Try who's going to be using the spinner high ground because the spinner moves to the tower. So it's like a really awkward fight for the shot to take. I would have rather they played for something else, like the defending shot here. I haven't focused on the Reflux a lot. Let me focus on Reflux for a little bit. Because I haven't really talked about this guy yet. So, do you guys see the problem with Reflux as a weapon? Like, I think Reflux is bad right now, I'll be honest. I'm still going to try to help the Reflux do better, but I think the Reflux is bad. This is why it's bad. Like, it's really hard for it to actively do things, because it can't get too close to people, and it has a 210p missile with no relevant bomb. It's like, for the most part, the enemy team just kind of ignores you. And it's hard to mitigate that, because if you risk yourself dying, you lose a missile output, which is the one thing your weapon has. DPS is good, though, if you could DPS bubble. You do have that. That's something that can be kind of useful. Like, when you missile here, What I want you to do is I want you to be like a junior. So what do I mean by be like a junior? Like, I don't want you sitting back here going for pot shots. I want you, as a reflux, to be up with, like, something that can't paint, like a roller. Like, I want you to paint the roller in. And, like, bait for him. So when you missile, I want you to walk top right with your roller. Like, how your roller approaches where I want you to go, but with them. Because the roller will basically bodyguard you. Like, the roller will keep you from being shot at. You'll paint for the roller so the roller can move, and you'll take attention from the enemy team. Like, you'll be bait, and maybe you'll kill someone if they really focus a roller. But, like, that'll give you pressure. And then while you're doing all of that, because you're in a way more active position, you'll already get more of your charge to your next missile. Because here you can't really paint for missiles much. You're kind of just shotting. So you're not getting a lot of paint out for that missile. Good fall-off damage there, though. That was clutch. But that's, like, again, that's a mechanical thing. So it's, like, cool play, but he could have done better. What do you mean, bait? Like, if you walk with the roller, someone might go for you. Because you're a reflux. You can't really fight. And if they go for you, then the roller will just fucking kill them. Because you're right next to the roller. Like, not on top of them, but you're close enough to where the roller can just curling, turn around, and kill you. Like, that's what you want. You need your positioning to, like, actually mess with the enemies. And that's just really hard to do with reflux. Because it doesn't do too much. But it's like, you want to push up here. I can tell you want to, but you can't because you're a reflux. You need someone with you. So you need to pair with a really active player who can help cover your weapon. And that'll allow you to be more aggressive. The roller did a really good pick here, by the way. Like, the junior was isolated, they knew it, and they just fucking went for them. That was good. We have to wait crab here. Shringer gets caught. Roller has to bubble. I want to see the ending. I'm gonna just skip to the end, because there's something really interesting here. Like, this comeback almost happened. Dude, if that flick hit the shot, holy shit, that would have been huge. Because then this reflux wouldn't have died. And the reflux not dying here would have been a lot. Like, that would have been another missile and someone to guard tower. That was so close. Yeah, like, this was dangerous because here, you got your bubble. Also, 2 people die here. So many unlucky deaths, dude. This could have been a really good fight. That's kind of unfortunate. But, like, right here... Oh my god. I saw this and I panicked for the other team for you. I saw this like, oh shit. I think we just get unlucky with the kills there, but that part could have been so good. Okay. Yeah, Reflux's big problem is it doesn't really do much to the enemy team. Like, they don't really have to care about a Reflux. Like, even if Flings does vertical flicks, you kind of have to respect. And, like, it paints far away. Alright, let's wrap it up with this game. This was a very interesting match. I actually really like the double dueling deal to try. Like, I felt like that was a good pick. So, Undertow is always a bit tricky. Because getting through Undertow mid is really hard. Because there's no, like, side routes like Hagglefish has or Museum or anything. So, a lot of the times, this map is a battle, like, especially at higher levels, it's just a battle to get through mid. That's the hard part. You do a good job, like, you put the missiles in the back and you walk forward. Like, I like that. So you guys are still in relevant positions. You let the missiles not displace you too much. The try is still using mist way too much. And I remember that this game. The try spams way too much toxic mist this game. That's a really good... Holy... Yeah, I know there's an analysis, but... Hold up. I know there's an analysis. However, we must see this. We must see this. Yeah, that's good. Nice job. This crab is fucking great, though. This is such a good crab. Like, that puts so much pressure on tower. I really like that angle. Good stop. All good there. So here's what I'm gonna be honest with you. Of the yellow-green team here, I'm gonna be honest. What lost you the game? Okay, because this happened like 5 times. This lost you the game right here. Okay, ready? Here it is. Did you guys catch it? Did you guys catch what lost on the game? I'll replay it. Yeah, there we go. They gave him all the space. It's just a fucking junior, and the junior is, like, not even hiding. They know where the junior is. Like, look at the left side of the map. There's nobody fucking there. Nobody. Nobody paints this. Nobody moves here. Like, the reflex is to be tower, and the squelcher's guarding him from the junior. The machine and Dooley needed to move. There's no point in them being here. You have the squelcher watching this right and top side, and you have the reflex there missiling for support. You have this check. Go. Like, move left. Get in their face. And the reason that matters is because if you don't do that, this happens. Now imagine how much easier this crab would be to contest if you had a machine sitting under here that could now just shoot the crab and force them to stop shooting. Because the second the crab is here, you're fucked. Like, GG. That's this spot gone. And the crab's gonna control this whole space because it lasts forever. That's 9 seconds. And, like, mechanically, you guys still are in a situation to win this fight, but you threw away the positions. And it's kind of a similar... One second. Similar deal here. I like what your squelcher does. I like that your squelcher watched the right spot, but the rest of your team needed to move. Like, you guys respected their team way too much. And I feel like if you guys took more initiative on the right positions you had, it would have made an absolute difference in the match. Like, look at this try. Like, this was a good play. Their team went down, but the try is actively taking the attention of 2 different people. Which means the rest of their team's in a 3v2 with a bubble. Like, that's a really good situation. And then the same thing happens again. Like, it's the same thing. Also, this junior, if this junior got bubble off, this push was dead. The only reason this push got as far as it did is because he killed the junior. But the junior did a really good job. When you have bubble on defense, it's really hard to do too much with junior. Because, like, a lot of the spots you'll bubble just aren't as important. But what the junior did is they put themselves in the opposite corner, and they just put a bubble there. And they'll do it later without dying. And I'll talk about it more then. But that bubble saved so many defenses. Like, it was really good. And I'll try to show off why. But, like, look at the difference here. Like, this seems still being too passive, but look at the difference here. Like, this try is actively putting pressure with the shot, and the splash is covering the flank. You guys could be doing it further, because then, like, if you walk further and then they contest you, you can back up, whereas here you can't. But, like, at least you're up here. Like, at least you're actively denying space. My only issue is the Zuka was split. The Zuka should have been on the spot the try was at, because that would have kept the try alive. Like, the try forced their team to stand near the ledge, and that set up your Zuka perfectly to clean them. So if I were the try, I would be fucking screaming at my Zuka player to go shoot this spot right now. And then you guys do, like, a beautiful staggered bubble crab, and just 3 points. Really good extension. Like, the double there was really good. Try has to back up, which is fine. Like, if you're try here, I think you get out here alive. Like, this guy doesn't give a fuck about the mist. It doesn't matter. Like, just paint him out. Paint for your jet. Like, just pressure him. The second you use your main weapon, you just bully the map. Like, mist is good for chokes if you're, like, actively have teammates watching it, but it's not really good for you to do it. It's better for, like, more mid-range stuff to pressure. Also, the junior is just throwing bombs. The junior should be painting and bombing. I know you have your bubble, but still just paint here. Like, throw your bomb and paint. Get this map under control so that you can have, like, a threaten your splash to shark in here. Because if you had map up there, and even if you stayed up there, your splash could now threaten to, like, shark near the tower. They have to watch that. This is a really good bubble, by the way. That's part of why bubble on tower is so good. Like, it just forces the enemy back because it's a moving shield. This Squelcher clutches, though, I think. Yeah, really good play from the Squelcher. Okay, I think here is where the junior clutches. I'm pretty sure this is where the junior absolutely saves the game. This fucking spot is so goddamn perfect. So here's what happens. First off, the green team burns Wave and Crab way too early. That was already a mistake. Because that would have made it easier to deal with this, but look at this fucking bubble. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. We gotta look at the bubble. We gotta look at the bubble. Fuck. It's just a resource magnet. Like, 3 people shot at the bubble and you broke the bubble, but now the enemy team is up here. Now there's a Zuka. Like, the bubble was only 1 person, but that shield took so many goddamn resources. And if they ignored the bubble, then the junior can kill anyone on tower. Absolutely clutch defense. And then you, like, hold this corner really aggressively. Like, you don't give them this corner at all. You sit here really safely and just force them to fight you. Thank you for the raid, Purdue, by the way. But, like, you just sit here and force them to deal with you so that the try has more to do. Like, this try pops off, but the try pops off because they have to look at the fucking junior bubble. And that lets the try walk in while they're, have the attention split. Like, if we see it from the try's POV... Like, the try's approach was actually pretty linear, because it's Undertow. It's kind of hard not to. But what happened is this junior bubble, like, their team's so focused on the junior, that you're just able to walk right here. And then this is just over. Like, the second the try gets here, yeah, they're fucking dead. So, I think you guys did a really good job of actually pushing ahead here and, like, taking space. Like, you guys did a really good job of getting in their face and keeping them away from objective. And then on defense, what I really liked is I think, Sitha, I believe, right? Your defense was really good. From what I saw in general, you guys did a good job of holding important spaces and making the enemy team work for it. And the enemy team respected you too much. Like, that's their problem. They didn't really take the space they could. But when you guys were able to defend it, you guys held onto those positions, and I really like that. So yeah, that's going to wrap it up for me. Bit of a smaller talk. I think both teams could use the sides of the map a little bit more. Smaller notes. I want to see the reflux position with more aggros. Like, act as bait or paint actively for your team rather than painting passively, because a lot of the passive paint just doesn't do too much. Active paint will at least limit where the enemy can go, and it's tricky to do that without dying, but when you pair with a good aggro, you can do that really well. I want to see the machine in particular on green side playing more angles and flanks. That would help them a lot. The try did mostly fine from what I could see. The try's sticks. I don't fucking know. I don't care. They're sticks, whatever. Anyway, the try did really good. They were able to capitalize on stuff a lot. I like that. Junior was the MVP. Really good job getting bubbles in relevant spots and holding positions. Junior is all about holding key positions and being able to play spots so the weapons can't, and I think he did a really good job with that. So, big props to the junior. Zukas were mostly fine. I'd want to see them in a bit more aggressive position at times for the shot on the purple team. Same thing for the Crab. Crab needs to be further ahead to control more space. The Crab's being used too far back, and it's kind of like, you're not losing space, like it's fine on defense, But on offense, they don't really get you much space either. And the other thing I'd say is when the crab is going off, the people with that crab should be walking forward with it. Like, while the crab clears the space, other front lines should be walking in and taking the positions the crab enables. That's going to be it for me, though. Congrats to both these teams. Super well fought grand finals, and I wish you both the best of luck in your futures.